Hi, my name is Rena Puebla and I am the owner of Coast Concierge Service event and production company. I'm located here in Southern California in Costa Mesa. I have a satellite office in Culver City, so come on in. Coast Concierge Service, we do events and production. We've been around now for about 24 years and we do extraordinary events from the beginning to the end. The events that we do are corporate, social, and weddings. I work with Taco Bell for about 10 years, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. I've also worked on Oprah's birthday party. I did the luncheon, worked on the luncheon for her. That was absolutely fabulous. I also worked on Lakeisha Jones' wedding at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. When I worked for IBM, I worked for this amazing company. We used to do events for them, and a lot of people said, you know what, Rena, you have a great talent. You really need to start your own company and do an event. So I start taking classes in etiquette, table settings, business classes, traveling all over the world, meeting with chefs and things like that. My very first job, I remember this, it was a job with Taco Bell Corporation. And one of their executives asked me to do some gift baskets for them. And it was a $250 job. So I said to myself, you know what, I gotta start somewhere. So I took the job. It ended up later on, when I look at the whole period of the 10 years that I did business for Taco Bell, it was like, I would say about a $500,000 job. So consider all the way through those 10 years. So if I had to turn down that $250 job, I wouldn't have had Taco Bell as my client. But I think what people do sometimes, they'll throw you a bone just to see how you're going to work with them, how professional you are, if you're going to deliver, if you're punctual. So by me taking that $250 job, like I said, it gave me the 10-year relationship with Taco Bell that was absolutely fabulous. When I walk through an empty room, that could be a warehouse or a ballroom, you know, if I walk through a garage and it's completely black and it's just a very blank canvas, then I can get more creative because I don't really have to complement anything. I can bring in the fabrics, I can bring in paints, I can bring in panels, I can bring in carpet. So for having a blank canvas, it's a lot better than trying to work out of a ballroom and trying to complement that. So that would be like maybe if it's a dark ballroom, then I would bring in these beautiful crystal chandeliers where we can pin spot the table. So it'll give it that wow factor. If it is a very dark room, then maybe I'll bring in like a white chair versus a dark chair to enhance the room, to give it that life. I feel that you should have some of that artistic eye in getting into this business because it's like building a set. Having that artistic side of you and building and colors and having that palette will definitely help you. You have to have that vision. You want to create energy, to create the wow factor and the concept for the event. We all sit down, and people that I've worked with for so many years, if I talk with my hands and say I need something dripping from the ceiling or something dripping out of the floral arrangement, these people have worked with me for so long, they know what drip means. Basically, to just have everything flowing, but I call it dripping. Especially for my florist. She knows there's certain flowers that will give me that cascade look. So when I say something like that, they know already. The same thing with my lighting company. When I say I want that wow factor, when I want lighting that's all over the place with the fuchsias and the blues and the greens and the yellows, he knows exactly what colors that he can give me to give me the look that I want. Same thing with the food. When I go to some of these locations or I talk to some of the chefs or catering companies, I'll say, I want sexy food. I want to be able to smell it. I want to feel it before I even sit down to the table. I want the clients to feel the same thing. You have to feel it. You have to taste it. You have to breathe it, and it has to be in your gut. It is a passion. I think for a person that's wanting to get into the business, if they have anything, like if they are artistic, you know, if they are painters, there are jobs out there because they're set designs. You know, you can also work with a florist. Right now in the floral industry, it's just not the flowers anymore. You're building sets for some of these floral designers. The same thing with the lighting companies. It's exactly the same thing. People are just not asking for lighting. So if you have any type of feel that you want to get into the design side, even if you're a dress designer, you can work with a fabric company, because when you're working with weddings or designers where they are decorating a room, it's exactly the same thing. So if you have any type of background, or if you have that artistic eye for design, you can go anywhere within this business, because that's what it's all about. Event planning is designing. It's designing.